Hello everyone, I'm Noodle, and welcome back to the Pokemon Perfect Crystal Roy G Biv playthrough. Now there isn't too much to say at the start of this one. We got completely locked out of the Ghost Gym. That Gengar with Hypnosis was a huge pain. So this episode we're going to go into the wild and level up. At least that was the plan. You're going to see that I quickly get, I don't want to say derailed from my plan, but a lot of stuff happens in this episode. But that's enough rambling from me. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So, to defeat this Gengar, I know that my Pokemon have to be faster, so it's time to level grind. Specifically, we're going to grind Noodle and we're going to grind Toby because both of them know Bite. Dark-type move has type advantage. Obvious route to go. Now, I am still bummed from last time because, oh look, there's where I screwed up and didn't realize my area dose wasn't on screen, so that was fun. I'm still bummed from last time because I realized that Gengar's sprite wasn't the right color. But, thankfully, this training session, it kind of makes up for it. Because Gengar's sprite is black, but Noodle's evolved form stays purple. So now, Noodle has grown up into Arbok, giving us 2 final stage evolutions for the team. And that made me feel good down in my tummy. And that's what you want in a playthrough like this. You want to feel good inside. Now, that good doesn't quite make up for how bad that Gengar made me feel, but this is all a step in the right direction. And it is at this moment I want to point out the most clutch item so far. You see this tree? You see this mint berry? That mint berry is going to be very, very, very relevant later. So, this trip back to town, it's just me contemplating how else can I approach this Gengar. Obviously, Bite is the best strategy, but how do I deal with that Hypnosis and that massive gap in speed? Well, the answer comes right here, because as I'm leaving this Pokemon Center, I realize I don't know what a mint berry does. So, I'm going to crack my pack open, and I'm going to check. And the more astute among you will know that mint berries wake you up from sleep. And it is this moment that causes my descent into madness. And every good bout of madness should start with a shopping trip. I realize I have enough funds to go pick up another elemental punch, so we're going to head back to Goldenrod City and purchase one. Because the punches are just good, solid coverage moves. And it's after I purchase this punch that I realize something about Pokemon Crystal. Pokemon Crystal has a bug catching contest. And one of those bugs is green. I mean, well, technically a bunch of the bugs are green, but the one we're looking for specifically is Scyther. Because Scyther will flesh out the 6th slot on that team. And for some reason, I'm having a hard time finding green Pokemon. There's a slight problem with this, though. I stream this on Mondays. The bug catching contest is on Tuesdays. So it's time to manipulate the game just a little bit more and time travel ahead a day. So we're going to restart the game, reset the clock, and make my Monday feel more like a Tuesday so I can hang out in the park and try and catch some bugs. And you will notice I've already messed with the time a little bit. I tend to stream this in the evening, so I wasn't encountering any morning Pokemon. So before this stream had started, I'd shifted over to early morning. So we're dealing with the AM in game time, but I promise it was PM when we were streaming it. So we're setting up for the bug catching contest. And if you've never taken part in the bug catching contest, you are missing out because it is my favorite thing to do in Gen 2. Also, this is the moment where I realize I'm stupid, and I don't need to be actively trying to catch anything except Scyther. But back on point, the bug catching contest, you take one Pokemon into the field, you're given a set number of Park Balls, and your goal is to catch the strongest bug-type Pokemon there. It's like the Safari Zone if the Safari Zone was fair. Now, unfortunately, Scyther's spawn rate's only about 5%, which is the same as Beedrill and Pinsir in the park, which blows my mind that I saw Beedrill 4 times and never saw a Pinsir before I ever got a Scyther. But that's RNG for you. And right here, this is the good stuff. This is an encounter with Scyther on my first trip through the bug catching contest. Because I remember as a kid, I played the bug catching contest multiple times and did not encounter a Beedrill, Scyther, or Pinsir. So to actually find one on my first trip through, yeah, I know it's a 5% spawn rate, it's not outlandish, but for me, personally, on the inside, it makes my tummy feel good. Like we talked about earlier. That's what matters. You gotta enjoy Pokemon if you're gonna play Pokemon. I never understood these people that were angry and bitter at it. Now, I know what happened with the stream the other day. I know. The Jinx incident was a weird outlier, and that probably will never happen again. And to anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, join me Wednesdays and Thursdays at 6 for my other streams, because we do some really rad stuff there too. But anyway, there's where we catch the Scyther, and here's where we flesh out the team. We finally have 6 valid Pokemon. We've completed the rainbow, minus Indigo, but we don't talk about Indigo. And since I was already participating in the bug catching contest, let's check the results, because there are some decent prizes for it. Picnicker Cindy got 3rd place with a Butterfree, which is a solid showing. Butterfree's good, not great. I placed 2nd, which I call shenanigans. My Scyther was obviously the top pick, especially when you realize that the 1st place winner is Cool Trainer Nick, who claims he caught a Pinsir, but I never saw a Pinsir. We can't even verify that they're in the park. But I'll take my 2nd. It does give me an Everstone, which, yay. Everstone keeps Pokemon from evolving, so that's super useful, I guess. Anyway, we nicknamed Scyther Snips, because what else would you call it? And I double check which day the bug catching contest goes on, which is a pointless check, because I don't think there's anything else here I can catch that will fit on my team. Regardless, we now have a full team of 6. Let's go train up Snips and see if we can start tackling that Ghost Gym. I don't expect Snips to be useful immediately, but there is enough of a level discrepancy between Snips and the stuff on this route that it's worth training. And I realized very quickly that it's going to be even quicker if I just go to the gym, put Snips at the front of the party, and then swap them out for Noodle or Toby, and let them get up to the Gengar that gives me trouble. That way, Snips gets some free experience, and I'm able to get used to how this Gengar works, which in this particular battle is highly relevant, because I see something that I haven't seen before. Because up to this point, it's just been Ghastly Haunter, they curse, I bite, take them out, no problem. We swap into Gengar. Gengar uses Hypnosis, puts us to sleep, eats all of our dreams. That's been exactly how this has played out every time, except for right here. I didn't remember that Hypnosis has a chance to miss. It's not a 100% accuracy move. I don't recall the accuracy off the top of my head, but apparently it's really high, but not 100. So bearing that in mind gives me hope that maybe, just maybe, on one of these future battles, I can swap in and have Gengar miss that Hypnosis. That's obviously not what happened here. Puts us to sleep, eats all of our dreams, knocks us out. And then I remembered, I have something in my bag. I'm carrying a mint berry. And that mint berry is going to be incredibly useful, because it means I'm guaranteed to at least get one hit on that Gengar. So in this moment, I'm going to give it to Toby, and I'm just going to save my game. This is just a test. We don't know how this is going to work out. We don't know how hard Toby can actually hit the Gengar. But I just want to know. So we give Toby the berry. I only have one. Lass interrupts us, because that's what she does. But I only have the one berry. So we're going to give it to Gengar. We're going to save the game. And we're just going to hit the gym and run a test. We don't know what this is going to do. I could one-hit the Gengar. It could be 13 hits. I could just be the most tanky Gengar on the planet. We don't know. But we're going to go give it the old college try. And what happens next just floors me. So everything plays out like normal to start with. I know exactly what his strategy is. I know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to get Ghastly in. We're going to swap into Noodle. Ghastly will curse. Curse drops the health. I bite the Ghastly. It faints. What do we do for Haunter? The exact same thing. Snips goes in. We swap Snips out. Noodle goes in. We get a curse. We get a bite. We get a knockout. Here's where things take a turn for the weird. We swap into the Gengar. We're going to go to the bite. We know the Gengar's going to Hypnosis, and it misses. And we get the bite in. Now this bite does not do as much as I had hoped. So we're just going to try it again. He nails the Hypnosis. It's going to proc our berry though. We're going to get another bite, and I'm just praying for a crit at this point. Maybe, just maybe a crit can do it. And no crit. And Gengar has a gold berry. And my heart just sank. Until that Hypnosis missed again. So we get another bite in. It is super effective, no crit. Gengar hits Hypnosis. Now, I remember this is just a test. I have a save right before this. I can just reset if something goes horribly wrong. I go to my pack. I use an Awakening, because you know he's going to use Dream Eater. He's going to try to heal. So we wake Toby up. Gengar Dream Eats. It misses. So I bite again. On the off chance that Hypnosis will miss. And it does. So we're clear of the Gengar. I don't know what his next Pokemon is. I've not gotten this far, and it's been years since I've played, since at a Haunter. So I leave Toby in. We're going to roll the dice on this. Haunter comes out. I'm expecting Hypnosis again. So I go in for my bite, and he Nightshades. Nightshade only deals damage equal to your level. That puts us on a 3-turn clock, and my bite puts the Haunter on a 2-turn clock. Somehow, some way, on just a lark, just a hunch to test something, we have fluked into a victory. And I don't need to tell you that fluking into a victory is the best kind of victory. Life lesson: if you set the bar low enough, everything is exciting. So we beat Morty. Completely by accident. So what's the next logical step? I have to fix this team up. That Vulpix can't be around forever. I can't evolve it into Ninetales, and if I can't evolve it, it's going to get outclassed. But then I remember, I've been time traveling. I'm streaming in the evening, but the game thinks it's the morning. And I remember, there is a Pokemon that spawns only in the morning, near Goldenrod, that would be an absolute perfect fit for this team. So I hit the route right there just after Goldenrod, and here it is. We find a Growlithe. Now Growlithe is huge for this team, because it means we can replace the Vulpix. And when Growlithe evolves, it stays orange. So we get another final stage evolution in the right color palette, and we're keeping the same typing I was already using. So I'm going to replace one fire type with another. And Arcanine in and of itself is a great Pokemon. The only problem is, I have to get Arcanine to level 50 before I can evolve it so I can learn all of its fire type moves. But that's a problem for future me. Current me is just stoked I have a Growlithe now. Something else to point out is we swapped McQuack back out for James, since there was no reason to keep McQuack. He was only there because he was a high enough level that if I needed him in the gym, he was usable. So James is back in the team, because while his leaves are green, the primary chunk of his body is yellow, so we're counting him as yellow. Fight me on this. And I feel bad, because I'm about to commit possibly the ultimate act of betrayal so far. Noodle has done wonders for me. Noodle helped me get through Morty. Noodle has been super, super clutch for me. And I know Noodle just evolved, but I need a Nidoking. I need that dual typing. I need the ground type. It gives me access to Earthquake. I think it learns Rock Slide. It's just another powerhouse Pokemon. So I've hunted down a Nidoran male, and I'm so sorry, Noodle, but we've got to swap you out for what will be a future Nidoking. I'm so sorry. I legitimately feel bad about this. I've never really felt bad about swapping out Pokemon before or releasing Pokemon before, but for some reason on this playthrough, I've gotten very attached to Noodle. But we need Nidoking. He's going to be much stouter in the long run, and he's going to give us better coverage. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, Noodle. We've got to swap you out for Maxwell. But there is a silver lining. I remembered to visit Bill. And Bill had a gift for us that will further shake up this team. Because Bill has an Eevee. And that Eevee will not be an Eevee for long. And I have to apologize to James as well. I know we just put you on the team. You're getting the boot, buddy. Because that Eevee is going to be a Jolteon. Because this mod is very generous and lets us buy the evolutionary stones at the store. So here we go. We're evolving Charles the Eevee into Charles the Jolteon. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and swap out poor Noodle for Maxwell. But it is bittersweet. It does mean that our in-game team is shaping up. The only problem I'm seeing is that Scyther is now an unevolved Pokemon. Gen 2 introduced Scizor. And Scizor is red. And so is my Ariados. But I know I don't get Metal Coat in the normal game until much later. I don't know if it'll pop up earlier in the mod we're playing, but I know at least in the base game, it's much later. So we've got time to look for another green Pokemon to actually replace the Ariados with. I don't know what other primarily green Pokemon there are in Crystal off the top of my head, but we'll be keeping an eye out. But that's it for today. It was a weird episode. I thank you all for joining me. I appreciate the company. If you want to see us do this in real time, join us Mondays at 6. That's when I stream the Roy G Biv challenge. And then join us the rest of the week. Wednesdays, Thursdays, we stream other things. We do raid dens in Pokemon. I try Minecraft with my roommate. Just lots of fun stuff. I love you all. Thank you for watching. And have yourself a lovely, lovely day.